This is the story of two young Los Angeles filmmakers. One, Pony Horton, was interested in railroads and swashbuckling heroism. The other, Randy Libero, enjoyed exploring hidden mysteries and vigorous exercise. Together, they combined their energies and talents, stuck a TV camera in the middle of it all, and shared with their friends and neighbors their adventures of whipping around L.A. Your host, Pony Horton. And Randy Libero. Well, this is the main gate into Brand Park from the Miradero Archway. Miradero, which means something to the effect of a great turret overlooking a wide view, and the gate seems to be locked.
Guess so.
I go over it then.
Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Getting over it.
Let's go around. Let's go over. Let's go around.
Thank you.
How about that guy? Okay. Yeah, let's go up to the park.
The building you are looking at is indeed a castle, but it is not on a foreign land, nor is it owned by royalty. We're here in Glendale at the foot of the Verdugo Hills on an estate that used to be called El Miradero. And this building here, dominating the property, is the Brand Library. It was built upon this huge piece of property at the turn of the century, and was the home of Leslie Brand, one of the founding fathers of this section of Glendale. Later, the building and the property was donated by the Brand family to the city of Glendale for use as an art and music library and gallery. But for all its impressive grandeur and its fine art gallery, the Brand Library is open to the public free of charge. So join us now, and we'll start off in a little bit of California history.
The owner of the estate called it Miradero was not only Leslie Brand's home, but quite literally his castle. Built in 1903, it was an imposing site on the relatively undeveloped Verdugo Hills and a fitting residence for one of Glendale's most wealthy and influential landowners. Brand got the idea for this castle from an East Indian pavilion that he had seen at the World's Columbian Expo of 1893. The castle was designed and built by Brand's brother-in-law, Nathaniel Dryden. In 1903, Leslie Brand established an interurban line slightly due west of the Glendale Business District. Then, the Pacific Electric bought and extended the line, and the street was named Brand Boulevard. Brand was the type of man who had to pioneer and excel in the things he did. He was a man with an eye to the future. In 1918, or somewhere thereabouts, he bought not one, not five, but 10 World War I surplus aeroplanes, including a La Perre fighter and a Fokker D-7. He hired pilots to fly him in his planes all over the place and to his summer home at Mono Lake. He built an aerodrome at what is now the corner of Mountain and Grandview Streets. In fact, rumor has it that someone was flying one of his planes around the hills of the estate and crashed deep inside one of the canyons, and rescuers were never able to find the wreckage or a body. Yes, Leslie Brand was a very vital and live man at the turn of the century. Some even feel that he still is, in a way.
You and all. This is Hilly Rose. You're on the air at KFI. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Rose. I've been listening to your show now for about 6 years, and I remember...
Gee, I've only been on 5.5.
Okay, 5.5 then. I remember back in 1972 during the summer when a lot of your programs were devoted to psychic phenomena. Could I very briefly tell you about an experience that I've had?
Sure. If it's very brief, though, please.
In Glendale, we have a library called the Brand Library, and it's art and music. And the library and the park were donated by Mr. Brand, who died in 1925 after a lingering illness. And the person who works up at the library had some very bizarre experiences. And these experiences have ranged from once having sighted the head of someone going by a window in the tower, and then this person going in after the library was closed, checking to see if anyone was there, to such things as having the alarms in the building, especially in the tower area, being tripped, supposedly either from malfunction or something or other, but many times, and also incidences of a set of chimes that we have up there that are run with a tape recorder and computer going off at hours of the day and night when they weren't supposed to. And there just seem to have been a number of experiences clustering around this building, and it's rather strange to note that Mr. Brand believed in life after death and reincarnation, and there's a small cemetery in the park, and he is buried along with some other people underneath, of all things, a pyramid.
Oh, boy, that's fascinating.
That's really a pretty bizarre thing.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I have found that people who are open have experiences, and people who are not open do not have experiences.
Leslie Brand died of cancer in his sleeping chamber in the Castle Tower in 1925. All these strange events may be nothing, but who knows what secrets lie hidden within the Brand family plot located deep in these hills. Speaking of hills, my partner Randy Libero is readying and finishing his report on the mysterious Brand Park hiking trails and canyons, which we will present to you in a few moments.
Bring it down there, point quick. Sight.
And now, I'd like to introduce to you my partner and longtime friend, Randy Libero. Well, I guess Randy hasn't gotten off the hill yet, so we'll just have to...
Whoa!
Oh, wait a minute, I see him coming down there
Look
now.
out, look out!
Oh, he's coming way too fast.
Look out!
Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to wait for Randy's report, so we'll just...
Here I am.
Oh. You all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Well, that just goes to show that although these mountains are just right here, they're in our own backyard, so to speak, they're still just as dangerous as the Grand Canyon or the Rockies. You can get hurt here just as easily as you can anywhere else.
That's right. We're experienced at all this sort of hiking and climbing and everything, but you may or may not be, so don't attempt this in your own home. You may get hurt.
And embarrassed. Why don't we see that again on instant replay?
Let's not.
Pull fast. I was just saying how Mr. Brand had owned a bunch of World War I fighter planes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, did he make strafing runs on France?
No, but I think he may have bombed Burbank once or twice. Oh, hey, speaking of fighter plane, this is Sony. Hey, look, you see that? Right, you see those two cement columns right up there?
Yeah. What about him?
Well, those were the support platforms for gunnery platforms. You see, in 1941, not the movie 1941, the real 1941, they were afraid that the Japanese in their Zeros would make bombing runs on Los Angeles from the east. So they had these hills lined with gunnery platforms, and they were ready when those Zeros would come over to just blast them right out of the skies.
You're weird.
True. But why be normal?
Hey, Leslie Brand really knew how to live. What other properties did he own?
Well, he owned,
Disneyland?
No.
Middle East Oil?
No.
Well, what?
Well, hell, isn't this enough?
Well, I'll be joining Pony again in just a minute as he changes costume. Changing his costume is a low-budget production. Anyway, these are the hiking trails that lead throughout Brand Park. And you never know, but I may end up at the resting place of Leslie Brand, the gravesite. And so Leslie Brand, I'm going up there now. Hi, here he is right here.
What? Hey, whoa! What are you doing? Hey, get away! Leave me alone! Go! Get out of
meet him
here!
up there.
I'll meet you up there. You too! Go! Get on! Get away! You can wait! I get no respect.
Well, this is it. Yeah, Brand's grave, yeah.
Randy, I wouldn't mess around with that.
That music. What is that? It's the library chimes. What time is it?
It's 2:45. The hiking trails and creeks that Leslie Brand carved out at the turn of the century are so mysterious that You never know what you'll find. This could have once been a hot spring for some of Brand's wealthy guests in the 1920s. Now, use your imagination.
Leslie Brand carved many of these trails, some of which lead to nowhere. Walls are built which barrier nothing. The many mysteries surrounding Brand Park, some of which are unexplainable, are still a mystery to this day. These trails, late at the turn of the century, abound in foundations of non-existent buildings, stairways which lead to nowhere, all connected by the stream which runs down through the canyon and into the city. These hiking trails were made for your pleasure and enjoyment. But beware. A fall from here may be your last.
Leslie Brand saw to it that his fantastic estate was put here as a public park for your enjoyment. Use it. Don't abuse it.
Yes, sir. Where to?
It's the train to Chicago, to Silver Street.
Silver Street. I'll take care of your bags.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Blow, whistle, blow. Watch them old freight trains roll as they roll through Union Station. They say they are trying to tear it down. It's a shame, for so long it's been around. A tribute to our nation, the historical Union Station. Low whistle blow, watch them old freight trains roll as they roll through Union Station.
Everyone wants to get to where they're going as quick as possible. I could have flown to Chicago and been there by sundown, but I like to see the country when I travel, so I take the train. Less confusion, more serenity. There's something about a train that's magic. Ever since I can remember. They can have LAX. Union Station's the place for me. Los Angeles Union Passenger Terminal. There's more romance here than in any airport. Her doors first opened in May of 1939. It was a 20-year struggle just to build her. At one point, LAUPT, as she's affectionately known, served over 7,000 passengers a day. It took 325 people just to operate the complex. 66 trains a day came and went. During World War II, it jumped to over 100 trains. Even I can remember when the American Freedom Train made a stop here, pulled by a GS4 steam locomotive, older than I am and still very much alive. But with the introduction of L.A. International Airport and the DC-6, Union Station was all but forgotten. But when the railroads were ready to give up, Amtrak took over. Many folks don't seem to appreciate Amtrak, but hey, they've kept Union Station alive. Oh, they may not have the old daylights or the Super Chief, but they're doing a good job, the best they can. We've just seen a few examples of what could happen to old railway stations. But what about old locomotives and rolling stock? Well, one answer to that question is a place called Traveltown. Traveltown has been here at the north end of Griffith Park for nearly 30 years, acting as not only a pleasant educational family playground and transportation museum, but also as a bittersweet reminder of the slow passing of a form of travel that was not only magnificent, but also deeply rooted in American history and folklore.
Daddy's been a railroad man since he was 21. 2 years apprenticeship, a brakeman on the Denver run. 30 he made fireman, 35 an engineer. Now at 65 he's reached the end of his career.
Daddy said he's glad it's over, but he ain't fooling me. Last night I overheard him singing this sad old melody. So long, train whistle, so long. This new generation has no need for you or I. We both served the nation long before it learned to fly. Nothing lasts forever. Now it's our turn to die. Lord, hear that whistle cry. Daddy's not the only one. The railroad lines are fired. The New York Central Limited has long since been retired. Chief is gone from Santa Fe, the SP Lark as well. How soon the rest will leave the rails, Lord, only time will tell. I know you can't stop progress. New things happen every day. We're gonna mourn that lonely whistle when it finally fades away. So long, train whistle, so long.
Although Traveltown is mainly a rail museum, they also feature other forms of transit, fine examples of which are this Nazi V-1 buzz bomb, this Navy jet, and most visible, this bomber, the China Lake. Now you'll notice that these planes are fenced off due to the fact that careless people have done such remarkable things as sliding off the wings and fuselage and getting hurt.
However, this is TV. People on TV can do anything. So we will take you inside the China Lake. Now we, and you out there too, will be the first people to board her in over 10 years.
What the hell are you doing in here?
Come on, let's go see the rest of the plane.
I'll kill you. I'll kill him.
Cut.
Wait a minute.
Hey, what is this?
You're on camera and there's a glitch in the video.
We're on camera.
Mark, what is this? Wait.
It's not my fault, it's the editor.
What?
Oh, great, Mark.
What do we do now?
Well, just cut to the next scene. Whipping around L.A., scene 37, take 2, and action.
This is the cockpit of the plane. Obviously. You can tell it's a cockpit because there's a steering wheel. It was once filled with noise, activity, clicking gauges, flashing lights, life. Now, thanks to time, mistreatment, and neglect, it's
A skeleton. Barren, lifeless, dead. Randy? Randy? 20 to 1.
Oh, what's he got himself into now?
Thank you, wonderful. Oh, thank you.
You play.
The railway equipment in Traveltown comes in a wide variety of design, all reflecting the diverse uses for which they were intended. Everything leaves its mark and tells a story. All you need to do is be able to read the signs and you can always tell the tale. It's simply a matter of using your common logic and keeping your eyes open. For example, this locomotive has rather small main driving wheels with the side rods near the hubs, which indicates that it was built for great power rather than high speed. So it was probably a freight engine. Now this locomotive here is just the opposite. Huge driving wheels. I mean huge driving wheels. With the side rods in near the center hub, this locomotive was built for high speed, so it's more than likely that it was a passenger engine. This little steamer is a narrow gauge engine. Its track and subsequently its whole operating system is narrower than the standard gauge distance between the rails of 4 feet 8.5 inches. This is about 3 feet, not including the cleverly concealed microphone.
The reason for a narrower gauge is that everything is smaller, lighter, more adaptable to a tough territory. Switches and curves can be tighter, narrower, more compact, which is why many mountain railroads are often narrow gauge.
On the extreme end of that genre, we have several types of geared steam engines. If you look closely, you'll notice that these locomotives do not have drive rods, but rather a piston gear system linked into the drive wheels. This gives maximum power to the wheels. These locomotives aren't very fast, but they can tackle mountain grades that most engineers would consider insane. These locomotives are used almost exclusively for logging and timber hauling.
And here's several examples of traction equipment, known to most people as trolleys and more properly called interurbans, which is exactly what it means. This equipment took its power from overhead wires through the pantograph, which is that long pole sticking out of the roof, and down into the traction motors under the floor. And here's one of the first to do away with the pantograph and the overhead wires. A diesel electric, one of the predecessors of the modern locomotives of today. Well, thus endeth our sojourn for the day. We've seen some interesting places, we've had some fun, and we've learned something. Places like Traveltown, Brand Park, are links with a legacy and a past that we may never see again. They're here for our use, not our abuse. People think of some of these locomotives as nothing but junk relics. But with a little care, a little imagination, and maybe a little love, who knows? This is Pony Horton saying, I hope that you've enjoyed whipping around L.A. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
What do we do now?
Well, roll in credits.
Oh, okay.
two-shot, you and me.
Do that with me again. Wait a minute, let me not laugh. Okay, do that again.
They abandoned buildings, non-existent foundations. Pseudo. Foundations of non-existent buildings.
Use your imagination.